If you think you need six figures to live on the water, think again. Today, I'm showing you 10 comfortable liveaboard trawlers for couples under $40K. These are real boats with real space, solid bones, and layouts that actually work for two people. If you love classic trawlers, smart budget buys, and the idea of trading a mortgage for a marina slip, you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button if you're serious about living the boating life, and let's get into it. An older Ocean Alexander under $40K can be one of the best-kept secrets in the liveaboard world. These boats were built heavy, with thick fiberglass hulls and serious teak interiors that still look impressive decades later. The layouts usually favor real separation between spaces, which matters a lot when two people are living aboard full-time. You typically get a private aft cabin, a decent-sized salon, and a functional galley that doesn't feel like an afterthought. Storage is another strong point. Deep cabinets, hanging lockers, and room under settees make it realistic to keep clothing, tools, and spare parts without turning the boat into a floating garage. Engine rooms tend to be more accessible than many boats in this price range, which helps if you plan on doing your own maintenance. They're not fast boats, and they're not meant to be. What they offer is stability, comfort, and a traditional trawler feel that makes slow cruising enjoyable. For couples who value solid construction and classic lines over speed, an older Ocean Alexander can feel like a small waterfront condo that just happens to float. Heritage East trawlers are known for delivering a lot of interior volume for the money. Step inside and you'll usually find warm wood paneling, wide side decks, and a salon that feels open rather than cramped. Many models feature 2 staterooms, which gives couples flexibility. Use one as a master and convert the other into an office, storage room, or guest space. The galley is often positioned for practical daily living instead of just weekend trips. Counter space tends to be usable, and refrigeration can be upgraded without major redesign. Windows are large, bringing in natural light that makes long-term living more comfortable. On deck, the flybridge adds another living area. Even at the dock, that upper helm becomes a relaxing spot for morning coffee or evening wind-down time. Underway, these boats cruise economically and comfortably at modest speeds. They aren't flashy, but they don't need to be. A well-maintained Heritage East offers room, traditional styling, and predictable handling. For couples wanting space without stepping into a higher price bracket, it checks a lot of practical boxes. The Mainship 34 has built a reputation as one of the most attainable liveaboard trawlers on the market. Its design focuses on efficiency and interior usability rather than ornate detailing. Inside, the salon is usually bright and functional, with seating that converts or reconfigures depending on your needs. A standout feature is the aft cabin layout common on many of these boats. Having a dedicated sleeping area away from the main salon gives couples privacy and keeps the living space from feeling like a studio apartment. Headroom is generally generous, which makes daily movement more comfortable, especially for taller owners. The galley is compact but workable. With thoughtful organization, it handles everyday cooking without feeling restrictive. Mechanical systems are straightforward, and parts availability is typically manageable, which matters when keeping ownership costs down. Fuel economy is another advantage. These boats cruise slowly and sip fuel compared to planing cruisers. That makes extended coastal runs or seasonal relocations more affordable. For couples who want a recognizable name, a practical layout, and manageable operating costs, the Mainship 34 remains a strong contender in the sub-$40K range. Few names in trawlers carry as much weight as Grand Banks. Even older examples priced under $40K tend to draw attention because of their reputation for quality and seaworthiness. These boats were designed with long-distance cruising in mind, and that mindset shows in the hull form and overall layout. Interiors typically feature solid teak joinery and a traditional feel that many owners appreciate. The salon often connects smoothly to the galley, creating a central living space that works well for daily life. Depending on the model, you may find an aft cabin or a forward master with good separation from the main seating area. Decks are usually wide enough for safe movement, and the flybridge provides excellent visibility. Storage is thoughtfully distributed, allowing you to organize gear without crowding the cabin. While maintenance can be more involved on older examples, the payoff is a boat that feels substantial and capable. For couples who want a classic trawler identity combined with proven cruising heritage, Grand Banks remains one of the most respected options in this price bracket. The Tollycraft Tri-Cabin blends cruiser comfort with trawler-style livability. Its biggest advantage is the 3-cabin layout, which gives couples breathing room that's rare in boats under $40K. The aft stateroom is typically spacious, often featuring a walk-around berth and ample storage. The salon area sits midship and usually feels open thanks to large windows. That natural light makes a noticeable difference for full-time living. Forward, an additional cabin can serve as guest quarters or be converted into workspace and storage. Unlike slower displacement trawlers, many Tollycraft models offer more speed when needed. That flexibility appeals to owners who want to cover distance faster without giving up dockside comfort. At the same time, they can cruise efficiently at lower speeds to conserve fuel. The galley arrangement varies by model, but is generally positioned for practical use rather than show. Combined with multiple heads on some versions, the overall layout supports long-term habitation. For couples prioritizing interior space and versatility over strict trawler pedigree, the Tollycraft Tri-Cabin delivers a surprisingly comfortable liveaboard platform. The Californian Trawler is one of those boats that quietly delivers serious liveaboard comfort. Many models in this range offer a true aft cabin layout, which gives couples a private master stateroom separated from the main living space. That alone makes daily life aboard much more comfortable. The salon is usually wide and well lit, thanks to large windows and a relatively open design. It doesn't feel tight or cave-like, which is important when you're spending real time inside. The galley tends to be practical, with enough counter space and storage to handle everyday meals instead of just weekend snacks. On deck, you'll often find solid railings and wide side decks that make moving around safer and easier. The flybridge adds another usable zone, especially at anchor or in the marina. Underway, these boats are steady and predictable. They're built for cruising at moderate speeds, focusing more on comfort than rushing to the next port. For couples wanting a traditional trawler feel with good separation of living spaces, the Californian is a well-balanced option under $40K. Marine Trader built a reputation for offering classic trawler styling at accessible prices. That reputation continues on the used market. For couples, the big draw is interior volume. Many models provide 2 cabins, generous storage, and a salon that feels designed for actual living rather than just entertaining. The woodwork inside gives the boat warmth and character. It may require upkeep, but it also creates a cozy atmosphere that fiberglass-heavy interiors can't match. Layouts often include a lower helm, which is a big plus in colder climates or during rough weather. The galley is typically positioned to stay connected with the main cabin, so whoever is cooking isn't isolated. Headroom is usually respectable, and storage lockers are distributed throughout the boat to keep clutter under control. Performance-wise, these boats favor steady, economical cruising. They aren't built for speed, they're built for range and efficiency. For couples willing to maintain older systems and appreciate traditional trawler charm, Marine Trader models can offer impressive liveaboard value at this price point. The Albin double cabin brings a slightly different flavor to the trawler conversation. While not always full displacement, it delivers one of the most practical layouts for couples. The defining feature is the aft cabin, which gives owners a private sleeping area with good headroom and storage. The salon is typically positioned midship, with large windows that create a bright and inviting atmosphere. Even on older models, the design often feels sensible and balanced. The forward cabin adds flexibility, whether for guests, extra storage, or a small workspace. The galley tends to be compact but well thought out. Everything is within reach, and upgrades are usually straightforward. Another advantage is manageable size. These boats are big enough to live on comfortably, but not so large that docking becomes stressful. Fuel consumption is generally moderate, especially at displacement speeds. Maintenance access is often reasonable for a boat in this class. For couples who want comfort, privacy, and a layout that supports daily life without overwhelming operating costs, the Albin double cabin is a practical and attainable option. The Monk Trawler carries a traditional profile that appeals to many classic boat enthusiasts. Designed with cruising efficiency in mind, these boats typically feature full or semi-displacement hulls that favor smooth, steady travel. Inside, the layout often prioritizes separation. An aft master cabin is common, giving couples a defined sleeping space away from the salon. The main living area is usually arranged for comfort with built-in seating and ample wood trim that creates a warm, traditional feel. The galley is generally practical rather than oversized, but it's positioned to function as part of the living space. Storage can be found in lockers, drawers, and beneath seating, allowing for organized long-term living. Deck access is another strength. Side decks are usually wide and protected by solid rails, making line handling easier. The flybridge offers strong visibility and an additional relaxation area. Monk trawlers are not about speed. They're about dependable cruising and comfortable living at modest pace. For couples looking for a recognizable trawler identity and steady performance under $40K, this brand fits the profile well. The Willard Vega stands apart from many larger trawlers by focusing on simplicity and durability. Though smaller than others on this list, it's built with a reputation for toughness and offshore capability. For the right couple, that compact size translates into manageable costs and easier handling. The interior is straightforward and efficient. Space is used carefully with a practical galley, convertible seating, and a forward berth that works well for two people comfortable in close quarters. Storage is tighter than on larger aft cabin boats, so organization becomes essential. What the Vega lacks in square footage, it makes up for in seaworthy design. The hull form is known for stability and predictable behavior in varied conditions. Systems are typically simple, which can reduce complexity and maintenance headaches. Fuel efficiency is another strong point. These boats are designed for economical cruising at displacement speeds, making extended travel more affordable. For couples who prioritize solid construction, manageable size, and serious cruising capability over interior volume, the Willard Vega offers a distinct and purposeful liveaboard option. So there you have it. 10 comfortable liveaboard trawlers you can realistically find under 40 grand. None of these boats are perfect, and every single one will need attention. That's just part of owning an older boat. But the bones are there, the space is there, and the lifestyle is absolutely within reach. If you're serious about downsizing, simplifying, and waking up on the water instead of staring at drywall, one of these could be your ticket in. Make sure you're subscribed if you're shopping in this price range. I'll keep bringing real boats, real numbers, and honest takes. And if you've got one of these or you're living aboard something similar, drop it in the comments. I always like seeing what you guys are running.